All right, so beginning of the prep, we're gonna start with the lamb. We're starting with the thing that's gonna take the longest, and we wanna get some flavor into that lamb. So I've got 2 racks here. If you order for 2 people, you'll get 1 rack. If you order for 2 people, or 4 people, you'll get 4 racks of lamb. 2 racks of lamb, excuse me. My math is off. So they're gonna come like this, which is Frenched, meaning the fat in between the bones here has all been removed. It's got a nice clean look to it, a little bit of fat on the top here, so you can see. And we're gonna get that marinating with a bunch of herbs, some salt, some olive oil and pepper. So, let me get another glove on. So, we're gonna start marinating that with a bunch of herbs, maybe some garlic, and get some flavor going on that before we do anything else. I'm just gonna take a couple strands here. Maybe a little rosemary. And some parsley. I'm just gonna quickly strip these leaves. If it's soft like this rosemary is very soft, you can. And I also want this garlic here to be on there as well. And I'm just going to take this garlic and do the same thing as I did with the herbs. All right, so while my lamb's sitting, getting happy, I'm gonna go ahead and prep some of these vegetables that we're gonna eat with the lamb. I'm gonna start with my sugar snap peas, which I'm simply gonna strip of their bits, their stem piece. These are quite hearty snap peas. They almost look like English peas to me. All right, so I picked my snap peas. I'll set them aside and go ahead and just, these are super simple turnips. They might have a little bit of dirt in there. I like to leave the tips and the green tips on, the green bits. Maybe trim off a couple, depending on how you like them to look. And simply, I'm gonna go with since this is a bigger one, I'm gonna cut it in 4. Get rid of the stringy bit again. That one looks great. These are just little blemishes. They're not anything bad. This one I'll go in half. The important thing to note is that I'm gonna go ahead and prepare all my vegetables, and then I'll move to cooking them. This nice big spring onion, I want to leave this root on though. I am going to take off some of this extra green. I could use that maybe as a green onion or as a stock for something else if I wanted. I may not keep it this time though. And I'm just going to slice it right down the middle. And that's going to be my spring onion. Veal stock along with a couple fruit elements. So I've got some huckleberries that's been reduced. And we buy them by the bag, 5 pounds, and reduce them a little bit and then put them in the freezer. And then I've got some veal stock here, which is frozen. We're gonna make this sauce for you. I'm simply gonna start reducing this sauce here. Again, you're gonna get your huckleberry reduction basically done. But if you were to buy some veal stock or you had some what do they call them? The cubes. Bouillon cubes. You could use this kind of idea you know, what am I doing? I'm adding this huckleberry, which is got some fruit flavor. It's not sweet. This is very tannic, much like a red wine, if you were to reduce red wine. And it's not sweet though. I've also got these beautiful cherries, which are marinated in syrup, and that's gonna add a little sweetness to this sauce. So you can add some, and this has got to reduce because it's veal stock. It's got to reduce for a while until it coats the back of a spoon. We'll get to that part in a bit. All right, so it's come time to start grilling off the lamb. Just getting it warm enough. I've already got some oil on these guys. The main thing I don't want to do is destroy that garlic and burn that garlic. And I'm going to rotate it away from me. I'm going to let them sit for 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to watch the smoke. As I watch the smoke coming up, I can get some clues as to when the meat is going. I tend to want to err on the side of caution during this process rather than speed, because I'll get a nicer product if I can control what's happening with the meat. Now you could go straight to the oven, or if you're wanting to take your time, you can just let that chill out for a minute. Move this pan over. I am going to move on and go ahead and use this grill again for my spring onion, which just needs a touch of oil, a little bit of salt, I can finish it later. That's kind of my thinking around this, around most cooking. Where can I pause it and where can I pick it up again later? That's what we do in catering. If that's how you pronounce it, that's how I'm pronouncing it. Some oil in the pan. A little salt. And with these, maybe we'll throw in a little sprig or two of thyme, just loosely. Next one. I'm gonna pan sear them and then finish them in the oven. Get some of this butter to melt. Just over a teaspoon of butter. I like butter. Get these coated with the butter a little bit. Add a little bit of salt to them. And with these, I'm going to add a little bit of water just to steam them. Maybe 2 ounces, 3 ounces of water so that they get that nice bright color. I've already got my lamb in the oven. It's going to be in there maybe 5, 6 more minutes, total of 8 to 10, depending on how well you like it done. The water, as you can see, has just about all dissipated, and now it's just got the butter on it. So I'm going to take it off the heat, throw in some basil, some parsley in this case. I've got some thyme over here. Both these, now I've got a really nice coating and sear. I can turn these off. So I'm checking my lamb. It's been in the oven about 6 minutes. And, well, it's upside down to you, but I can read 45 degrees Celsius, which is a little bit lower. I want to get up closer to 50. So it's got a couple minutes. I'm going to flip it over there. All right, our lamb's been resting a good long time, 15, maybe 20 minutes. And now we're going to slice into it, get some pieces cut. Honestly, I think you can cut a double bone on these. Get a nice little pink center. I already ate one of the bones, so this last one gets one bone and a shard. And you get a nice thing like that. It's gonna grow a little more pink and red as it sits. First, let's take one of our grilled onions. And here I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. It's pretty well cooked most of the way through. There's still some raw bits there. I'm gonna start with that down there at the bottom. I think I wanna put a few of these snap peas in next. As many as you want. Use a bigger plate if you like. And maybe a couple of these guys around. Good nice radish in there for color. Maybe one facing that way. Then I'm gonna try to place my meat right on top. Of course, this is just for plating effect. Maybe it needs to spin that way. Maybe it needs to spin this way. And then I'm gonna hit it with a little more of that maldon salt right on top of the lamb, face of the lamb. And then I've got my nice sauce, the demi-glace. I put a little cherry, a little huckleberry in there. It's nice and sweet. It's thick too, you can see. It's like a syrup that's been warmed up. I just put it right on top of the lamb. You could put it on the plate, but really you want the lamb to have it. So it'll get to the plate just by rolling down the lamb. It's got a smokiness to it. We've got our lamb, we've got our spring onion, we've got the turnips, the radish, and the sugar snap peas. And if you wanted at this point to add some fresh herbs on top, you could do that. If you wanted to douse it in hot sauce, you're welcome to do that. It's up to you at this point. Figure out what else you want to add to it. You could add a couple flower petals, some nasturtium, or something that is edible from the garden, just to enhance whatever you think your visual product. I don't want mine too busy, so I'm gonna leave it like this, and then decide how I want to plate it. So I think I want it plated something like that, if you're looking at it. So you see some of the lamb and you see everything else. And there you go, nice rack of lamb for springtime.